Hello everyone, this is Kevin, your entrepreneur, and let's talk about DoorDash and a few changes they're making to their service. I have been very critical of DoorDash through most of this channel's existence, and for good reason. I see them as personally an evil company. I think they do a lot of really shady things. They don't treat their drivers well, and you know what? I mean, you just don't treat your drivers the way you treat them, and of course. I mean, they treat their customers just as shady. I mean, if you're a customer with DoorDash and you ever wonder why it is you don't get a receipt, there's probably a reason for that, and maybe I will make a video about that at some other time. Actually, I am going to make a video about that because now that I'm publicly humiliating them, I might as well. But they sent an email to a lot of drivers, which someone from Gig Economy Warriors was kind enough to send me in. You can request to join the group. I'll post a link below, but I'm just going to state up front, they do not like spammers, and they do not like people asking for money. They will help you earn money through your own merits and through their advice. But if you go on there asking for a handout, I'm not going to last on that group. Anyway, let me pop up the email on the left, or whatever side it is, if it isn't already up. And let's talk about this, because these are the things that DoorDash is, they're dealing with them, and we are going to address them one by one. We're going to do the first thing last. All right, the first thing we're going to talk about is number 2, the fewer customers contacting you. Now, they say that they are going to be experimenting with showing that where you are on the map at all times and letting them know whether or not you are on another delivery. Now, of course, my question is, why haven't they been doing this all the time as it is? But, of course, my other thing is, I think this is one of those good intentions that just isn't going to pan out. People just like contacting their DoorDash drivers, just to tell them things they forgot about, or say, hey, can you add this to the bill, or whatnot. And I kind of appreciate the DoorDash trying, but first of all, they should have been doing it from the beginning, and secondly, I don't know. Postmates has been doing this all the time, so has Caviar, and has not resulted in less people calling me. Never has. So people are calling me normally for totally different reasons other than, where are you? Number 3 is the meeting customers at the curb. Now, this could potentially be a good thing. In fact, this could potentially be a game changer. But the problem is DoorDash is not making it mandatory, and that is a problem. See, one of the biggest problems that Dashers have, especially when it comes to apartment complexes, is that it's so hard to get to the people's door. Sometimes there's nowhere to park, and you have to, you don't know what building to go into, and you need to, go up flights of stairs. I think this could be a good thing if people mark, and I say people, I mean the Dashers, if the Dashers mark that this is a location that, hey, it's not easy to get to. It's taking way too much time. So if there is an apartment complex, a gated community, or business building that doesn't have any guest parking that's readily available, I think Dashers should be allowed to mark it after the delivery like, hey, this was a hassle to get to the door. And you know what? If this address gets, so many, say 100 complaints about this, then you know what? That address gets put on a list where when someone orders for that address, they are told up front, just to let you know, this is a meet the person at the curb address. The driver will go there and they will wait for 2 minutes. At that point, they will leave. And you will pay for everything. So don't turn the phone off. Keep an eye on where they are. You will get a notification when the driver has arrived. And, maybe 2 minutes is extreme. Let's say 5. And you'll have 5 minutes to get to the curb. And if you aren't there, they move on. And here's the thing. Catering jobs can be exempt from this. They can be exempt from this if it's a catering job, because catering jobs, they are tipping you very well. And you know what? That's something that's worth putting up the hassle for. And you already know you're going to spend a lot of time. But you know what? If someone's ordering like Taco Bell, like a $7 Taco Bell burrito, and they want you to park across the street because there's no guest parking here, and go up 5 stories of a building and press a security code to enter the office to deliver a $7 burrito, which they won't even tip on, then no. I think that should be a mandatory. You go to the curb and you pick up your own damn burrito. But speaking of small orders, the big one is that DoorDash has changed the tipping option for small deliveries. Now, if the order is under $15, instead of being a percentage tip, it will revert to $3 tip automatically. Now, that sounds good, but what they don't tell you is that that tip, while it might be like that's the lowest you can tip, people can still choose not to tip you on that. And that is where the big issue comes in. Because people who buy small orders are usually kids or college kids who don't have a lot of money. They already don't like the fact that the delivery is costing them more to be delivered than what the food is worth. So they won't tip. And that's why we don't pick it up. And this is not going to change that. If DoorDash really wants to change this, and if they want to make this better for the drivers, they should mandate that the $3 tip is mandatory. It's not optional. It's mandatory. And you can tip more if you want, but you have to tip $3 if you're going to do an under $15 order. Or here's the thing. You charge $5. You charge a $5 small order fee. $3 goes to the driver and $2 goes to DoorDash. Because here's the thing. I think DoorDash knows that these small deliveries are killing them. These small deliveries take drivers away from bigger orders that are much more valuable, not only to us, but to DoorDash. And, well, yeah, so I don't think DoorDash wants these small orders any more than we do. But you can't force people typically not, well, okay, they say they can't force people not to order small orders. I think you can easily do that. I mean, Papa John's, Pizza Hut, Panda Express, any food service that delivers will normally have a $20 minimum order before they will deliver. Just, they won't do it if it's less than $20 because it's not worth their time. DoorDash could easily do this, but they're trying to do this through these extra money thing. But they need to take care of the drivers. The drivers need to be taken care of in this case, and it would be so easy to do it. Charge $5 if the order's less than $15. $3 is a mandatory tip. $2 goes to DoorDash, and then they can come up to the tip and they can choose to add an additional tip. That could revert to the percentage if they want. I think that would be a much better way to do it. So, but of course, DoorDash, they don't think sometimes. In fact, they don't think a lot of the time. So, will these ultimately change anything? I'm going to go on a limb and say no. I'm going to go on a limb and say no. Because with number one, people will just go into the customization and take the tip away. So drivers aren't going to get tipped for that, which is the main issue that they have. But DoorDash will still get their $2, low order fee, whatever it is. People will still be contacting you. They just won't be contacting you about where you are. And as for the curb thing, I can guarantee you no one's going to voluntarily go to the curb to pick something up. The only people who actually do that are people who live in houses, which is funny because they're the people that I could easily walk to the door. There's nothing stopping me. But apartment complex people and business people, the people who should come to the curb because their buildings are disastrous to navigate, they will never opt into this. So this doesn't help the drivers either. So basically, DoorDash is being total stinking morons all over again. They half-hearted measures. That's all you get with them. 1 month. 1 month for my new DoorDash series. That's all I've got to say about that. Anyway, what do you folks think about these changes? Do you like them? Do you dislike them? I would love to know. Comment below. Like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy my videos, please consider supporting me on Patreon. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.